Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, welcome to another market open. We are starting out this week strong. So, let's talk about what to expect this week and the massive inflows that we saw last week. Is that a signal for Bitcoin's next big move? Let's discuss that as well. All right, let's do it. Welcome, guys. We're starting out the week much higher than last week. We're at 63.7, though just yesterday we were as high as 64.4. We peaked out almost at 65, so a little retracement. But when I was streaming on Friday, we were still like down here in the 60s. So obviously we made a big move up here since Friday, and that is a great thing, a fantastic thing. We needed a little bit of a boost and we got one, right? But are we going to see more this week? Well, let's see. We are starting out the day. US market is kind of mixed. NASDAQ barely in the red, but I do think this week is going to be absolutely fantastic for the broader market and for crypto due to a variety of reasons. Number one, of course, last week, we already got the signal from Powell that, yeah, rate cut is coming. So is it 25 basis point, 50 basis point? Right now, it's still up in the air. If you're looking at the percentages, still 65% towards 25 basis point, 34% towards 50 basis point. But this right here, this 34.5% can certainly go up if we get some good data from here to the 18th of September, right? What kind of data? Well, we actually want to see data go down. So if consumer confidence goes down, if GDP goes down, right? And core PC inflation, that we definitely want to see down. So numbers we want to see. Inflation numbers going down and economic data going down. I know that's not usually a good thing, but that's what we want because the market wants to see a 50 basis point cut, and we have a really good chance of that ever since Powell spoke at Jackson Hole saying that it's time for a policy change. He's no longer saying wait and see. No, it's time to make a change. So I think this week will be good. And plus, in case you're wondering, a lot of earnings. A lot of earnings for the broader market. But the one that anyone really cares about is NVIDIA. And I don't know which day it is. It's probably later this week. But NVIDIA, all eyes on NVIDIA right now. They are a monopoly. They are the biggest GPU provider in the world. No one is even close, especially when it comes to producing GPUs for AI. They are leading the market. They flipped to the largest market cap company in the world earlier this year. They flipped down a little bit, but I think they're going to have a fantastic earnings like all the previous ones before. They're going to shatter all revenue and top end, lower end, and everything. I think they're going to lead the tech sector this week as well. So we got a lot of big things going on, a lot of big things in the broader market. As for crypto, though, I'm glad to see last week I kept talking about fear level being as low. It was at 28. We were in fear level as low as when Bitcoin was at 20,000. Made no sense, even though we were at 60,000 or a little bit below. Now we have flipped to greed. A little greedy, I would say. Not extreme greed. I would say it's more like neutral at this point, but this is measuring greed. Anyways, that's a big jump within just a few days, right? Again, this is why I try to keep you guys focused on the longer term potential of Bitcoin and crypto, and also ignoring the FUD, because this is how sentiment is with Bitcoin and crypto. It can flip on a dime and you go from fear to greed within days, sometimes within the same day. It happens, right? This is why you don't want to give up and you stay strong, right? But I'm glad to see that. All right, so what else is there? Last week, especially on Friday, we had a huge, massive inflow, one that we haven't seen since July, okay? And just look at this, 252 million. Grayscale still outflowing. Screw Grayscale at this point. They just will outflow no matter how good of a day it is. But BlackRock, 87 million. Fidelity, 64 million. ARK at 42 million. Bitwise at 23 million. I mean, these are massive, massive inflows, especially for BlackRock. Again, look at the left side. No reds at all for BlackRock. Fidelity had a few days of red, but mostly in the black. Bitwise and ARK mostly. No, Bitwise had a lot of outflows, but ARK had a few outflows. You could see everyone had outflows except BlackRock. BlackRock continues to accumulate, third largest Bitcoin holder right now. Not a good thing, but I'm making a point that Larry Fink will continue to load up and not sell any at this point. Not any. He is loading up, getting ready for the future like all of us should be doing. And it's not just the US, Hong Kong ETFs have hit 2 billion in AUM. It's around $300 million, but still going upwards and upwards and upwards and upwards. And, I don't know why, Canada has a ton of ETFs or ton of AUM in their ETFs, but no one talks about Canada. It's like the country everyone hates on. Canada's ETFs have billions in them, but I never see any articles about, the AUM for Canadian ETF. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I have it somewhere here. I mean, Canada has a huge amount. Here we go. Okay, so if this is up to date, you can see BlackRock leading the way, Grayscale. Here's one, all right, CoinShares. No, not from Canada. Purpose, right here. Purpose ETF. They have 1.6 billion in this one, okay? And then they have 3iQ CoinShares ETF. 1.3 billion in there. That's 3 billion right there. And you got another one from 3iQ that's close to $1 billion, 830 million. And then you have another one here that's 432. And then you have another one that's 207. I mean, that's like close to 5 billion. I don't know why no one talks about the Canadian ETFs. They have $5 billion of the Bitcoin. And they came out first. But again, everyone hates Canada. I guess that's why. But, my point is, it's not just the U.S., it's not just the U.S. loading up on these ETFs. You have it in Hong Kong, you have it in Canada, you have it in a lot of places. Okay, even Germany here. Germany has $1.1 billion. You have Brazil, that's 564, right? So, everyone is loading up on Bitcoin. You have retail investors, the ones that truly understand the long-term holders. But now you have the big institutions and public trade companies and private companies and the hedge funds and sovereign funds. I mean, everyone is loading up at this point. Hopefully, you guys understand that. And Bitcoin is scarce. There's only so much to go around. And these funds are just taking them all because the appetite is enormous. Semler Scientific, a recent company that decided to embrace the Bitcoin strategy, bought another $5 million worth of Bitcoin. Again, these are not like huge $100 million buys like Michael Saylor is doing, but still 5 million here, 5 million here, 5 million there. MetaPlanet, a lot of people talk about them. Their purchases, same thing, like a few million here and there, but it adds up. Look at El Salvador. As a country now, they've been DCing 1 Bitcoin per day. Now they have over $300 million worth of Bitcoin. A small little country that used to beg the IMF for money. Now they have $300 million in Bitcoin. Think about it. DCA long haul works. Even with companies and countries. It works. It's proven to work, and that's what they're doing. All right, what else is there that's very bullish? Stable coins. Stable coins, total market cap, all-time high. USDT dominating at 70%. Not a surprise, but stable coins are going up. We're seeing huge mints. Last week, we had 3 billion minted of Tether. This week, maybe even more. The more stable coins that we have, the more you know the FOMO train is going to be bigger, okay? All the billions upon billions upon billions that are just sitting there right now in stables, they will be used when the FOMO train hits. It's going to be massive, enormously massive. Same thing with liquidations as we head higher. There are like $15 billion worth of shorts just going back up to 70-something thousand, which we know can hit by the end of this week. There will be massive short squeezes happening soon, right? But again, I don't understand why people short Bitcoin. It's not wise. It's the surest way to lose money. But there are a lot of shorts piled on. That's okay. They will learn eventually. You don't short Bitcoin. Now, as for some charts, we've always had this thing where we like consolidate before a big parabolic move, right? In 2013, we had a month. 2017, we had a little bit. 2021, or where we are now, we're actually in the longest consolidation point versus the previous cycles. But that's only because we rose up faster than previous cycles, right? We were, like I said, I made this point. We broke through our previous high in March, months before the halving event. All the previous highs or all the previous cycles when we broke through the previous high was months after the halving cycle. So that's why we've been consolidating for quite some time, going sideways, because we were already ahead of the market. So people that are complaining about how, we haven't broke through and why haven't we started a parabolic bull run, because it's just not time yet. But when it's time, you got to make sure you're in the game, that you're not going to miss it. It's one of those things that you wake up every day, you check your portfolio, and you can't believe that it's real, that everything has to be just monopoly money, because things are going up 10, 15, 20% daily for months. It's quite insane. Quite insane. That's why you need to be in it and experience it. Otherwise, you're going to be missing out. All right. What else is there? Raoul Paul, he made this famous. He talks about the banana zone, which is the parabolic phase. Okay. And again, if you're looking at previous cycles versus our cycle now, we're about there. Okay? And when is that? Around the October, November timeframe. You look at every single cycle we've had, that's usually when Bitcoin goes on a parabolic cycle. And when it does, it's quite tremendous. So the dotted line is what we're looking for. And that is coming up within the next 2 months. In fact, it could start sooner this time because of all the ETFs. And because we're getting a rate cut next month, we could be a little bit ahead of the game. Right? And if we do go up, according to this, 400-something%, well, that's going to put us right around $250,000 to $300,000. Okay? So that will be pretty darn good. Okay, everyone in the chat that's saying we're going down, we're dropping fast or whatever, I just feel like banning you guys. We went down like 200 points since I started. Chill. Take a chill pill and calm the F down. All right, here's another one. GMI Bitcoin Cycle Top Finder. As you can see, this has been pretty accurate with all the previous tops. And you may notice that we have not hit a top, right? So again, people that are worried that somehow we have hit the top and we're coming down. We had Dave from last week that unfortunately I had to ban because he said that. He was very bitter, saying that 70,000 was top and we're going down. That is complete nonsense. And we have a lot of on-chain metrics that measure this too. It's not just a gut feeling. We have metrics that have spanned over a decade measuring this, and you can see that we are nowhere near the top of this cycle. So all I can say is stay strong, stay focused, and let the gains come to you. All right, just a few other things outside of Bitcoin. I talked about this during my Sunday walk yesterday. Telegram CEO arrested in France yesterday. Telegram says it's compliant with EU digital services. However, Pavel Durov's arrest is still unclear. Why was he arrested? Was it really due to compliance issues, privacy issues, not censoring things? I don't know. It's still a big mystery. But, you know, the point I was making yesterday is, you know, this shows you how important and amazing a decentralized network is. One that you can't shut down. One you can't, like, who are you going to shut down for Bitcoin? I mean, who are you going to arrest in Bitcoin? You know, Bitcoin is global. It's not just like led by one person. So it's quite interesting what's happening here. And that's why Toncoin actually has been really going down recently because of this, right? But what's funny is, and there are people that are selling, what's funny is Telegram decided to now just embrace their meme resistance dog, which actually has been going up and up and up. They changed their logo and everything is about resistance dog. They're not trying to pump the token, but they're using the token's symbol, right? And has caused resistance dog to go up like 100%. It's actually climbing quite a lot. But I don't get why they need to do that. They're trying to use their meme into like a new resistance to get their founder freed. But still, it's a weird way of doing it, trying to like promote this meme. And I don't know if the meme is from Telegram itself. Maybe it is, but still, it's a weird way to market that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyways, this has even Rumble's boss scared because Rumble, according to them, is also about like, you know, they're censor free and stuff, and he just like got out of there because he was saying that the French police was also telling him to do the same thing. So he's afraid that this might happen. I don't know what's going on with France. I mean, people are complaining about the Olympics. And now they're arresting all these platform leaders, or trying to arrest them. I don't know what's going on in France either. Something's going on. Anyways, that's about it. Overall, I think this week is going to be very good. Let's see, the U.S. market, still about the same. You got NVIDIA up. MicroStrategy and Coinbase taking a breather right now. Tesla's going down. MicroStrategy had a huge day on last Friday. But I have a feeling these are going to turn green. And this is going to be a good week. It's going to be a good week. All right, let's do some Q&A. All right, I'm scrolling up here. Let's see. I don't see anything. PC and Performance asks, what do you think about ADA projects pumping? What ADA projects? Which ADA projects are pumping? That's what I want to know. One thing I did notice is Solana is gaining some steam ever since Ton sold out. So it does seem like a lot of people are now selling Ton and getting back into Solana, which is about 160 again. They are picking up, so glad to see that. But as for Cardano itself, they had a decent week, down a little bit today. I don't know which Cardano projects are pumping though. Junior Clark asks, you hear about the billionaires that perish on their yachts? You know, don't get me about boats, okay? I gotta share a story. I was down in Miami this past weekend, and one of the things I did was go on one of those fishing tours, deep sea fishing, where we got on, you know, I don't know how big the boat is, 40 or 50 footer, and, you know, going fishing. And it was the worst experience of my life. The waters were not calm, and the captains, they're like just going all nuts. Like, you know, they think it's nothing. And you know, the whole time for about 3 hours, nothing but crazy rocking. And, you know, it was just nutty, okay? And I threw up like 6 times on there. It was the worst experience I've ever had. And I will never do that kind of boating again. I want like a calm boat, right? Like that doesn't like rock like 80 degrees both sides and front and back. It was just really, really bad. I don't get how anyone enjoys that. This is like the worst thing ever. Deputy Dog. I should be working, but watching a stream. Well, that's work too. Yeah, it's just that's horrible. I don't know how that relates to billionaire yachts. I'm assuming they're bigger boats, 300 footers, you know, whatever. They're gonna be less rocky, I guess. Hi from Lithuania. I know a lot of people from Lithuania. Muhammad asks, Solana or ETH? Easy. Sol, for sure. Shane said, that happened to me, my wife and I on our honeymoon. All this money to get seasick, never again. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know why you guys would go DC fishing on your honeymoon. You know, fishing sounds great. On a platoon boat where it's just nice and calm and you're just silly and chilling or whatever, or just like fishing on a regular boat in a lake or something, but don't do it in the ocean. It's just bad. It's really bad. Why do you think everyone hates Canada? You know that scene in Deadpool 2 where Deadpool says, I wish I could be on a planet where I'm smarter than everyone, and his sidekick says, can't, like Canada? That's kind of how I feel everyone thinks about Canada. I don't know why everyone just kind of hates Canada. Maybe because of their, maybe because of Trudeau. I don't know. Kevin asks, why hasn't Luvian price spiked after release in the much awaited game? First of all, it's a beta. Second of all, it's not like gaming season right now. Okay. Um, Games have not really picked up at all. So once they do later next year, I think Illuvium will take off because they're still one of the most recognized Web3 games out there. But still, right now, games is just not popular at all. Someone asked me about going caving, crawling inside a cave. No thanks. Have you seen those videos where people get trapped? They record themselves dying in a cave. That's so sad. But like, it's almost like they're asking for it. They go through caverns that they have never been before where you can barely move. Like, why would people put themselves at risk like that? It's like, it makes no sense. Mammoth Cave is very tourist friendly. I mean, I've been in caves where you can walk through. I'm talking about the people that like climb through those like little passages. I don't know what you call it, caving. Is that what it's called? Where you like you could barely fit your body through like a tiny like crevice, and then they have their GoPros in front of them, and you know they're trying to get out, and sometimes they do after like 4 hours or 8 hours, and sometimes they get stuck and they just and there's no one with them, and then they die. I don't even get that. Like, why would you like risk your life to go into a small cavern to see if you get out? It's like going skydiving without a parachute and seeing if you could survive. Like, it's just so stupid. It's called spelunking. Spelunking. That's just stupid. Robert is asking, despite price appreciation, Maserati MC20, I was really close to putting down some money to get a new one. I'm glad I didn't because they wanted me to put down $30,000, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to do that. And I'm glad because MC20s have come down in price drastically. Maseratis cannot hold their price at all. I would never get a Maserati. MC20 looks great with his butterfly doors, but I'd rather get a Z06 or a ZR1. Did you strip clubs near me? Did you watch the horrible Mayweather fight? Yes, I was actually in. Uh, I was actually in a strip club when I watched it, and it was horrible. The guy gave up. I didn't even know what happened. I was watching the first 3 rounds, 4 rounds. The other guy just he didn't know what to do. Mayweather was just playing with him, and I think he quit in the 4th round or something. He's all of a sudden I just saw Mayweather win. I don't know what happened there. Mayweather's taking all these opponents that are like trash, but he doesn't care because he's going to make his 100 million no matter what. So GX 550, that looks like a buy. It's nice. It's nice. It's not the greatest, but it's way better than GX 460 that it replaced. GPJP, does Bitcoin's price rising require a number of Bitcoin transactions to grow faster than the supply of Bitcoin? No. It just requires more people to buy than selling. That's it. The transaction is just a bonus. Just shows how many people are using the network, which is great. But, yeah. No, I don't think there's a correlation there. Or there might be some correlation. Owen, who's 18, congrats, being so young and early into crypto. I'm 18 with 50% of my portfolio in Bitcoin and ETH. I was wondering the best way to max my profit would be an oncoming bull run. I mean, 50% in Bitcoin is great. 50% in ETH isn't bad, although ETH is just really lagging behind the competition. For me personally, I would diversify that ETH into some other chains like Sol. I think Sol is a good one, and Avalanche would be a good one because they're gaming. And you know, you could even throw a few memes in there. Not the old memes like Doge or She, but you know, something like Pepe and Bonk. I think they will have some pretty big rises this cycle. But stick with the 50% Bitcoin. That's good. Everything else, I mean, for me, I would diversify, but I can't tell you what to do because I'm not your financial advisor. And I don't give out financial advice. I give out entertainment advice. Charles asking, hey bro, just wondering, do you think it's a good idea to hold any XRP? Hold none, but I'm thinking. Yeah, at one point in time, I kind of said that like it was irresponsible not to hold some XRP. Or maybe I said that about Doge. I don't know which one I said about. But it's almost like you figure XRP there's no excuses now. The XRP army have always said, well, it's not going up because of the SEC. Well, the SEC is no longer an issue, right? Ripple won all cases. So there should be no issue. But here's the thing. I don't like XRP's business model, regardless. They are coming out with their own stablecoin, which I think a lot of banks and businesses, the ones that were planning on using XRP Ledger, they'll be using stablecoins to transfer rather than XRP. And two, XRP itself or Ripple itself is going IPO. They're going to have stock soon. So from an investor standpoint, do you buy XRP or do you buy Ripple stock? Like for me, I would buy Ripple stock. And I think a lot of institutions would do the same thing. So because of those two reasons, I'm not quite so sure that XRP is going to pump to previous highs. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that new Lamborghini. Temerario. Well, I don't know if that's how you say it right, but first of all, I hate the name. Second of all, I don't like it. I don't like the way it looks. And considering what they're trying to charge, which is like around 380,000 MSRP, that's in its lowest form. I'd much rather get a ZR1. I know a ZR1 could be way less. ZR1 is faster, more power, not a hybrid, looks better. It's better in every way. So I think Lamborghini actually, they really shot themselves in the foot. Or GM is that good. I don't know. GM is just going nuts with the ZR1. And there's rumors that there's going to be something even higher than ZR1. So whatever engine they have in a ZR1, the 1064, they may strap on a hybrid to that from the E-Ray. And the rumors are it'll be like 1,300 or 1,400 horsepower. I forgot the name. Like, there may be another edition of that Corvette coming out with even more power, which would be absolutely insane. Anyways, my point is I don't like that new Lambo. There's no need for all that freaking horsepower. You're right. But it's just nice to know you have it on tap. Oh, yeah. Like I expected. MicroStrategy turned green. That's very positive. Coinbase is still in the red. But when you see like crypto projects start going into the green, that's usually a good thing. Well, we know Wall Street loves Bitcoin at this point. The flash of them, first of all, calm yourself down. Second of all, I'm talking about cars because people are asking me about cars because people love cars. If you're a guy, it's like one of those things. Why do you not like cars? Why do you not like horsepower and throaty V8s? If you like money, what are you going to do with all that money? Go buy a nice car with it once you have some. GTR over a vet all day? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. GTR is just no longer appealing. Actually, I'm not going to repeat that. Wowzer, I kind of agree with that sentiment, so I'm not going to repeat it. I do agree with you on that. I just, it boggles my mind on that point. Anyways, I think that's it. Overall, we're not bad. 63.7, way better than last week. I think we got some good stuff ahead. The massive inflows from last week will carry into this week. I think it's going to be a good week. So again, stay strong, my friends. And I'll see you guys tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's see where Bitcoin is heading to. But overall, right now, we're looking good. We're looking real good, guys. So, all right, have a good one. Take care.